Hello beautiful people, welcome to my channel Healing and Awakening with 𝐸𝐸𝐻𝐻, and this episode is about 5 reasons why everybody needs healing. And I decided to create this episode and to create this video because I feel that there is still a lot of people today who think that if you need therapy, if you need to go to therapy or some kind of healing, that means that there is something wrong with you, or even possibly you are crazy or insane. So today I would like to offer a different perspective and give you 5 reasons why healing is one of the best and most sane thing that you can do for yourself and for the world and for your relationships. Okay, ready? So number 1. We all come from a place of dysfunction. So what that means is that literally I never met a person who didn't come from a dysfunctional family, who only experienced love and nurturing and happiness and didn't have any trauma in their life. So maybe there are people like that, but most likely not. Most likely you will come from a dysfunctional family. In my family, for example, my grandfather, one of my grandfathers was taken away to a work camp in Siberia for 5 years where nobody knew if he is still alive or dead. And my parents grew up in a communist regime. I grew up in a communist country. So, you know, just as those 2 things are significant events that influenced me and shaped my reality and the perception of the world and myself. So the sad but, you know, factual truth is that most likely if you are alive, you know, today, you are carrying some kind of trauma and you come from a somewhat dysfunctional family, some people more dysfunctional than others. So the idea is here that you cannot really create something healthy, you know, from dysfunction. You need to go through a healing process so you can change that and heal that dysfunction and create something that is more healthy and more balanced. Okay, number 2. Broken people can't raise healthy individuals or create healthy relationships. So what this means basically is that, you know, with the best intention and all the love that our parents had, sometimes even though they had all that, they just came also from a dysfunctional family and they brought with themselves programming, behavior, and trauma that was unhealed and that they still carry. So even with the best of intention, everything they do is not going to be perfect. And I think most of us can relate to this, no matter what kind of family you are coming from. So what happens, you know, in the family when you come from dysfunction and you don't have a kind of healthy reference point, then the dysfunction becomes your normal, that becomes your default, that becomes a behavior that you think is normal because simply you don't know what normal is, what healthy is, you don't have a reference point. So until you get a reference point and you recognize that actually what you're doing or what you're carrying is not healthy, up until that point, you will recreate that pain. So you're coming from dysfunction, you inherit this programming, this trauma, and you keep unconsciously recreating it, what I call the chain of pain. And this is why you can see within families, within generation, in the lineage, you know, that the same story manifests. You can see in your life sometimes how you keep ending up, you know, in the same situation, maybe in different environment or different people, but, you know, basically running the same script. And this is because we all carry these programs, and until we become aware and we are willing and able to address them, we're going to most likely perpetuate what was passed down to us. So there is a saying that I really resonate with, which says that the wound is not your fault, but healing is your responsibility. And I think that was certainly true for me that no matter what happened or whose fault it was, because we can go back forever pointing fingers, but the fact is that I don't feel good and I have to deal with that, and I desire to be free and to feel good, then, you know, becomes my responsibility to resolve whatever I'm facing. Okay, number 3. Ignorance keeps us repeating the same mistakes. So it's very close to number 2, that until you become aware that you are actually creating the pain for yourself, it's really, there is not much chance of change. And I don't know, I think maybe Einstein said that the perfect definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing and expect different results. So I think that's very fitting here. You know, when we are ignorant, when we are unaware, you will just keep unconsciously repeating, you know, these programs, these traumas, and it's really, there is no free will there. We are so-called the victim of our conditioning and of the environment where we come from. So from this perspective, awareness is the key, and it is the first step to break this chain of pain and to create change in your life and to create change in the world and in your relationships. Number 4, it's hard to do it alone. Okay, so to do this work and to become aware of these unconscious parts of you that are normally blind spots for you, that's why you are not aware, obviously. It is possible, obviously, but it takes some time and some suffering to figure it out. So if you imagine, for example, that you are in a room, in a dark room, and you are trying to find the light switch and you are bumping into everything, versus you are in the room, which the light's on, and then you can navigate without bumping into the things. So you can do it alone, but it will take longer, and it will probably contain more suffering for you. So you don't have to do it alone. There is plenty of help available. There is always support available for you if you are open, if you are asking for it, if you are receptive. And one of the best and wisest things that you can do to help yourself is to ask for that support, and therefore, you know, help yourself so you can go through this change easier and faster and with more ease and grace. And number 5 is healing leads to health and happiness. So why would you do this type of healing and this type of shadow work and going through the intensity, facing your fears, so on and so forth? Well, you know, the biggest and the best reason why we do it is to be happy. Is because you are pain, you are suffering, you are in pain, you don't feel good in your life, and you have problems that you can't seem to resolve, and everybody wants to be happy, everybody wants to be healthy and, you know, enjoy their life, you know, to their best ability. So coming from a broken environment, a dysfunctional environment, it's very hard to find a way to be happy and fulfilled and healthy, because your normal is dysfunction. So you need to discover actually what love is, what happiness is, what health is, and wrap your mind around this new understanding. But, you know, once you step on this path and you start doing this work, you start liberating yourself, you start uplifting yourself, and you start supporting yourself, you know, through these processes. And what this will do is will open you up and open your life up and will change you in a very positive way. And it will change your world and it will change your relationships. And that's why we are doing it. That's the only reason why it's worth doing it, because it is a lot of work and it is intense. So here are 5 reasons why it is worth, you know, to heal yourself, to go within and find this path of healing and self-discovery, and to take responsibility for your world, your experience, your body, your mind, your thoughts, your emotions, your spirituality, and to ask yourself, how can I be a responsible creator of my life? And what do I need to let go of? What do I need to heal? What do I need to become aware of so I can be a responsible creator of my life, and I can find that balance, peace and happiness within myself, and also bring that into the world. So I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, and in the description you find some links to get in touch with me or to join my tribe at avatarhealingarts.com. Have a wonderful, beautiful day.